I'm with the legendary OMD, whose songs I bought when I was a teenager. Would that make sense to you, Andy?
My God, you're younger than you look, sir. No, that was intended to be a compliment. It came out all wrong. You know what? Thank you. I'm glad somebody was buying them.
I bought all your songs. Paul, I can remember my friend next door neighbour said to me, "Oh, listen, we're not going to buy David Bowie records anymore. We've moved on. There's a real cool new edgy band, and they got a record called Electricity." And I went, "Wow, what's it like?" And he went, "Dun dun chin, dun dun ch." And I thought, "Wow, this is amazing." And as soon as I heard that, I was hooked, and I went on to Souvenir and Enola Gay and everything, and I bought all your songs. So I am a fan, and I've loved playing your songs on the radio for many years, but never got to really see you live until a few months ago at Butlins on the same gig. And now, Let's Rock, you are headlining Let's Rock the Moor, so must be a nice buzz for you.
Yeah, it's a great buzz. I mean, it's our first show of the year because you came to Butlins and that was our last show that we did in December. We did that as a duo, but tonight, because we're headlining here, we're doing it as a full band, four-piece band.
Yeah. I mean, these things are great, you know. I mean, everybody comes down essentially listening to the landmark tracks of their life experience. And so when you're invited to do something like this, it's quite simple, you know. Don't mess around. Don't try and play the new album and B-sides and things. Just give them what they want. Play all the hits. Thank you.
But there is a new album.
There is. Yeah. We just finished it a few weeks ago, actually. It's not coming out till September 1st, is it? Yeah.
So we've actually got our own tour lined up in October and November at theatres, but this is just great fun now to meet a few friends. Already said hello to Howard Jones and a few of the others, and it's just, you know, despite the weather not being great, it will be great fun nonetheless. And then in the autumn we'll get back to doing our own thing.
So I suppose when you meet Howard Jones after all these years again, because you know each other well, he doesn't say like to get to know you well, because he already does.
Oh God, we'll go now.
Yeah,
actually, we spent a large part of last summer touring with Howard. We were on the road for 2.5 months.
Was that in America?
Yeah. So
I was there. I am a fan.
He doesn't know what to believe now. I never believe anything.
He's going.
It's fake news.
He's going security.
But
I really am a fan.
Oh, thank you.
I
No,
am,
but the thing is, I mean, that was brilliant fun. But interestingly, of course, we go back with Howard to 1983. Howard toured with us in 1983 just before he had his first hit.
New song.
With new song, yeah. So Howard and us go back 13 years.
So, for you guys to see people who are your contemporaries here, do you just like hit it off? Is it like riding a bike? You just go, "Hey, how's it going?" Instead of like, "Wow, 25 years, where have you been?"
Yeah, I mean, it's lovely. I mean, our paths have crossed over all these years, you know, so we do mostly know everyone, really.
But you guys haven't been on this scene, because, like, you know, literally when I heard OMD were playing Butlins here, I went, "OMD?
Yeah, well,
OMG!"
Initially, we decided we were going to stay away from all the kind of retro stuff because we wanted to re-establish ourselves as a growing band, and so. But now we've got this will be our third album since we got back together, and so, you know, people can see that we're not just doing the retro stuff, but, you know, the retro stuff is actually like doing gigs like this is so much fun, isn't it?
Because you said you're literally, I don't know what the words you used, I can't remember, but you are the soundtrack to people's lives. People remember what they were doing, where they were when you made that record. The record they made love to, Souvenir.
Yeah, I mean...
That's a strange thought. You're filling my head with all kinds of weirdness today.
These songs they're like the capsules, aren't they? They capture
you hang your memories on them.
Absolutely. That's nice.
But
hang your memories.
I mean, it's an interesting thing, though, because as Paul said, you know, when we reformed, we decided we didn't want to do the heritage gigs. But what's interesting is, although we have, 15 hit singles we can play to fill an hour, because we were electronic, people sometimes, unlike yourself, they're fans of the records, but they were unsure about seeing us live. So one of the reasons why we enjoy doing this is we can play to large numbers of people who might have been a little circumspect about coming to see us, and then they see us play live and they go, "Oh my God, aren't they good? Oh wow, you know, they don't just stand there doing robot impersonations." So, well, I certainly don't anyway. So.
That's because you guys, you said with the full band, you're real musicians doing your stuff tonight in a field.
Yeah. Well, I'm not a real musician. I'm a lead singer. There's 3 other musicians on stage, so.
He's a good bass player.
Lead singer's pretty important in a band, isn't it? You know,
he's a good bass player as well.
So what can we expect tonight then? Where should I stand? Where will I get the best views? There's going to be a lot of good lighting as well, I would think, isn't there?
Well, we hope so. Yeah.
By the time we go on stage, it would be going dark, so I hope they've got some good lighting.
But I mean special lighting that suits your songs.
Well, we do.
Lasers?
We do. No, I mean, it's basically when you do a festival like this, the lighting is provided by the venue and the organisers. But they do have some LED screens, and we do have video content for the LED screens, so that will be specific to us. But do you know what? You can have amazing light shows, you can have all singing, all dancing, but in the end, a gig boils down to simple ingredients: good songs, people who can still play them, and an audience that is feeling the vibe, and it creates an interactive, positive. That's what it's all about, really. I mean, you could do it in a church hall with no lights, really, as long as the vibe is good and the songs are there.
Yeah, I mean, we do like to put on some kind of visuals, but it's not hugely important to us because we just love we just sort of portray the energy of the band, really, and that gets us through whether there's all bells and whistles light show or not. We can do both, really, and still put on a good show.
And it's going to be a great show.
Hope so. As long as these new keyboards work. It's our first night with these new keyboards that I'm playing.
No, we are fairly confident that we know what we're doing. Hey, listen, we start the set with Enola Gay. If that doesn't make everybody happy, we might as well go home.
I think you're onto a winner. So what's the encore song or the last song?
We finished with the first song that we started our career with, Electricity.
Yeah, that's the one I mentioned.
Yeah.
First one I bought.
Yeah, the one that made everybody give up on David Bowie.
There you are. That was it. Me and my mate gave up on David Bowie. But we went back as well, and we stayed with your music. One quick question that's off the wall: the video for Souvenir. What's going on in that car?
Don't ask. Don't ask.
I've always wanted to ask.
It was our art director, Peter Saville, who did some great sleeves for us. Said, I want to direct a video, and we went, yeah, sure, why not? So it was his car. It was a sunny day. We
Soft top.
Yeah, we were driving around Blenheim Palace and Stowe School. But we've always had this problem with there being sort of two main men is what to do with the other one when one's singing. Yeah. So it usually ends up with some sort of bizarre love triangle with one girl and me and him, and one of us sulks off into the sunset and the other one cries.
The thing about Souvenir is we both drive off into the sunset together.
Yeah,
people,
that's what I'm asking.
We've got people talking.
People did wonder. That's all we'll say.
Okay.
Maybe Tim Farron wouldn't approve, but that's all I'll say.
Okay. So lovely to speak with you guys.
Good to see you again.
One last word about Atomic Kitten.
Yeah.
And your thoughts on what they're doing, because they're kind of back as well, aren't they?
Well, I mean, they seem to come and go. I mean, I hear rumours, and then, I mean, they do quite a few gigs sort of on the quiet, as sort of corporate things. But, I mean, I love the girls. It was great fun, and I'm glad they're still enjoying it.
Good, lovely. All the best, guys.
Thank you.
I'm a fan.
Stalker alert!
It's true, I'm a fan. Lovely to see you. Have a great show. Thank you, Paul. Cheers, guys.